Welcome everyone to our fourth web conference. Today we're going to see the use of present perfect with for and since. So we'll start. For and since are two adverbs of time frequency used along with the present perfect. Let's see how they work. For. You use for to talk about the period of time in which an activity has been performed. For example, I have lived in Bogota for 39 years. She has been waiting for 10 minutes. In these two cases, in these two examples, what we see here is an amount of time. For example, you can say, I've worked for this company for 2 days, or for 2 weeks, or 3 years. Any amount of time is used with for. Now, since. You use since to talk about the point in time in which an activity started being performed. For example, she has worked for that company since 2004. In 2004, she started working there. I have made my own bed since I was 10. From the moment I turned 10, I started making my own bed. So in these two cases, we have a specific moment. Here a specific year, and here a specific moment in life. While with for, we have periods of time. Structure. For and since are usually used at the end of the sentence. Let's see the examples. So we have I, then the auxiliary have, then the verb in past participle worked, the complement, and the adverb of time for 5 years. I have worked there for 5 years. Then we have the subject they, the auxiliary have, the verb in past participle as well, and the complement. So they have designed houses since 1987. Since is a specific moment in time. Now let's move on with be able to, be good at. Function. We use be able to and be good at to talk about abilities and competencies people have. See the examples below and notice how we can use them in different tenses. Examples. I have been able to learn how to use different computers programs by myself. Have been able. Be able to is also used in the cases where we can is similar to be able. Sorry. Be able to. But when do we use it? We use it in cases in which can't be conjugated because of the tense. So in this case, in the case we have here, this one, I have been able to learn how to use computer program by myself. In this case, it is impossible to say I can learn. So that's why we use being able to, because can is a modal verb and be able to is a regular verb. Now, I was good at math when I was in high school. So again, it's the same thing. And here we have the present perfect, and here we have the simple past. Always good at. It could be I was good at, I am good at, I will be good at after a lot of practice, I don't know. So in any of these cases we use good and at. She was able to solve any kind of conflict in minutes. So again, it's the same as saying can. So instead of saying can in the past, which is could, we can use she was able to. So in this case, it is possible to replace that for she could. Let me write it here. So she could solve any kind of conflict in minutes. So could is equivalent of can in the past, and was able to is the same as could. Carlos is really good at learning languages. He has learned 5 languages now. So look, good at, always after good at. Remember the previous activity? After a preposition, the verb goes in the gerund form. The gerund form is the ing form. So, good at. He's good at learning languages. You're good at playing soccer. She's good at dancing, etc., etc., etc. Now let's see some phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are the verbs that attach particular prepositions or adverbs to form a verb expression with a new meaning. Examples of phrasal verbs include get at, look after, speak up, turn down, and chill out. Some phrasal verbs are separable. This means they don't have to be followed immediately by the preposition. They are attached to. Examples of separable phrasal verbs include write down, turn down, check out, point out, try on, and call off. Check the following sentences. I wrote down the shopping list to remember what to buy. I wrote the shopping list down to remember what to buy. In this case, we can split the phrasal verb. They will check out my new apartment. They will check my new apartment out. Again, check and out can be separated. Remember, even if you separate the verb from the preposition or adverb, the meaning doesn't change. On the other hand, some phrasal verbs are inseparable. They have to be followed by a preposition or adverb. If we separate them, they lose their meaning. Examples of inseparable phrasal verbs include disagree with, look after, care for, hear from, and run against. So I disagree with your nonsensical ideas, and I disagree your nonsensical ideas with. She had to look after her sick grandmother or she had to look her sick grandmother after. So this one is incorrect because this after can be separated or from look. Now let's practice a little bit. Look at the following time expressions. For each one, choose either for or since. Remember, for is for what? For an amount of time. And since is used at a specific moment. So let's start August 29th. What is that? Correct. It's a specific moment. So we use since. Last night is also a specific moment. In that case, we also use since. 4 weeks ago. Even though it sounds like even though it sounds like an amount of time, we have this ago which shows is at a specific moment. So since. I was at school, a specific period in your life, so since. My friend's wedding, specific moment again, is also since. A year. This is an amount of time, so it's 4. Last Tuesday, specific moment, since. My daughter was born, specific moment in life, since. And 2 hours, 4. Is it right? Let's continue. A long time is 4, because it's kind of a period of time. She was a teenager, a specific moment in past, so it's since. Now complete the following sentences using for or since. Nobody has seen him last Friday. Last Friday is what? It's a specific moment, so nobody has seen him since last Friday. It has been rainy some days now. Some days, so 4 some days now. Jose has been sleeping 7 o'clock, specific moment, so is since. We have been living in Japan for 9 years. The teachers have been on strike for, that's right, it's a period of time. We've had terrible weather last week, a specific moment, since. I have been waiting for the bus 20 minutes. An amount of time is 4. They haven't lost a match April. Specific moment. What is it? Correct. Since. Things have changed. He got divorced. A specific moment in his life, so is since. The police have been looking for them a week. A week is a period of time, so 4. I've been looking for this movie for a long time. She has been cooking since I got up. Specific moment. The kettle has been boiling for 5 minutes. Now, fill in scenes of forward and the present perfect continuous, or past tense. Use the verb in parentheses. So we have, I not see Leon 3 weeks. So what is it? I haven't seen Leon for 3 weeks. Next one. Waiting for you 2 o'clock. Because wait is a continuous action, we use present perfect continuous. So I have been waiting for you since 2 o'clock. Olga lived in Russia 10 years. Olga, in this case it could be both. Present perfect or present perfect continuous. So Olga has been living or has lived in Russia for 10 years. She moved to Russia in 1992. It's a specific moment, so simple past. She moved to Russia in 1982. Let's continue. She worked at the University of Stalingrad then. Again, it could be both. She has worked or has been working at the University of Stalingrad since then. It's a specific moment. Her mother hurt last year. What is it? We write it here. So her mother visited her last year. Do you watch TV more than 6 hours? So what do you think? Yeah, it's a continuous action. So you have been watching TV for more than 6 hours. The train from Moscow leaves at 1:20. So the train for Moscow left at 1:20. Then now look at the timetable weeks. They haven't looked at the timetable for weeks. They now look at the timetable December. So they haven't looked at the timetable. What happens with December? That's right. It's a specific moment. So since December. Now read the following story and write all the phrasal verbs you see in the box below in the order they appear. Use the base form of the verbs. If a verb is repeated, ignore it. Well, growing up in the countryside, my mom was brought up in a small town in Cundinamarca. She enjoyed growing up there because she loves gardening and animals. One of her responsibilities was to take care of the chickens and the pigs. However, this is not as easy as it sounds. She had to get up very early to get ready for school. She would do her homework, feed up the pigs, and pick up the eggs. One day, one of the pigs ran away from the farm and she had to look for it. She spent 2 hours trying to find it. She didn't want her mother to find out. Luckily, the pig finally turned up. Now, match the verbs you put in the box with the corresponding definitions. So to give someone more food than usual in order to make them stronger or less thin, what is it? Is feed up. To be found, especially by accident after being lost or not known about. So that will be turn up. To secretly leave a place where you should stay because you're not happy there. What is it? To run away. To lift someone or something up from a surface. That's easy. To pick up. Sorry, I forgot to write here. Also is wait here. It shows right 2. And here as well 2. To prepare yourself for someone else to do something. To get ready. To change from being a baby or young child to being an older child or an adult. What is it? To grow up. To treat something carefully so that it stays in good condition. To take care of. Finally, to look after a child until he or she becomes an adult. So in this case, it's grow up. Bring up. And that's it. Now complete the following sentences using the words in the box. You don't have to use them all. So we have to apply for a job, to work part-time, to have a part-time, to work overtime, resume, interview, contract, to work full-time, to look for a job, freelance worker, health insurance, and rest. Now Charles should, if he wants to start making money for his trip, being at home doing nothing won't help. Maybe he should apply for a job, right? Next. Last week, Martha, they told her they would call her to schedule and so last week they what do you think it is? I think it's contact rather than contract. So they contacted Martha with last week, Martha? Oh, we applied for a job. Yeah. Schedule and they say they have to schedule an interview. Frank decided to quit his full-time job and he wants to have more free time to spend with his family and to work part-time. To work part-time. After working 14 years at Burt's Incorporated, he finally got a surely deserved that extra money. You got a raise. A raise is when you receive the extra money in your salary. John used to because of the extra money it represented. Used to work overtime. Used to work overtime. He needs to update his resume to account for the new seminars he has participated in. Laura is that she doesn't like to have bosses or supervisors, so she's a freelance worker. Before you sign that, make sure you read carefully all the clauses and conditions. Okay, here is contract. It's important to make sure you read everything. Finally, Miguel got really sick last week, and when he went to the hospital, he was told he didn't cover because of the medicine he needed. His health insurance. I think I'm going to write it here. Health insurance. Okay, now in this last part, this is something you can do at home. It says, write a composition about the city you're from. Discover how it has changed through the years. If necessary, go online and get some specific data that will help you complete the task. So in this text, you have to write a text describing the city you live in, using, of course, present perfect, applying for and since, and all the vocabulary learned in this unit. And write about an interesting anecdote that happened to you while growing up. Use some of the phrasal verbs you study in this learning activity. If you're curious enough, go online and find some new phrasal verbs. And the last task. Sometimes we all tend to forget the qualities our loved ones have. Choose a person you love and write about his or her abilities using be able to and be good at. Okay, these 3 activities, you can do them at home, so you can practice on your own. And with this, we're finished. Thank you very much for your attention.